Hello, it's Gem Games here, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to change the player camera when we enter a building. And as you can see, now we are seeing through the another camera, and also our input is working by the rotation of the camera, because otherwise the movement would be a little bit hard to control when you are inside here. And when we go outside, everything will return back to normal. So yeah, let's get started. So what I have done here is I have created this simple house with these starter content architecture assets. Okay. And then what we want to do next, we want to add a camera actor to the level. And let's move it to around, I think around here. Let's rotate it and let's add some little rotation like this. I don't think we need that much. So maybe like this. And then let's rotate it a little bit also to here. And now I have to move it a little bit more. Okay, I think it's looking pretty nice. Of course, if you want, you can move it upwards or wherever you want, but yes. Okay, now let's rename this camera to be Room 1 Camera. And now then when you can see it selected here on the outliner, you want to click on this folder to create a new folder. So let's call this Room 1. This way you can keep all these things organized on your level. Next thing that we have to do is we want to add a trigger box to the level. Okay, let's move it around to the middle. Yes, around there, I think. And now you can see my house is 8 by 8 squares. So what I want to do, I want to set this size, the extent to 400 and 400 on Y. So it's the size of the whole building, basically. Okay. Then also I will set this height to like 200, I think. And now I will move it upwards to 200 units. And now you can see it is perfectly fitting the house. Okay, let's call this Room 1 Triggerbox. Now let's move it to the Room 1 folder. So the next thing that we want to do is let's actually save all because we had a few unsaved assets. Now let's click on this and open the level blueprint. Now what we want to do next, we have this empty level blueprint. We want to right click and we want to get a begin play. Okay, and now compile. Let's move this next to the third person map. Now we want to select our trigger box like this and go to the level blueprint, right click so we can create a reference to Room 1 trigger box. If you cannot see that, you want to make sure that this is selected on the outliner. Okay, now from here, what we want to do, we want to find event on actor overlap, begin overlap, I mean, like this. Now from here, from this event, let's create a custom event. And this, let's call this Room 1 begin overlap. Let's move it to here, like this. Now also, let's move this here to the middle so we can get this link from here. And now we want to bind to end, bind to end overlap. Bind event on actor end overlap. Let's put it to here. Now let's add a reroute by double clicking, so this will look a little bit cleaner. Also from here, from this event, we want to create a custom event like this. And this will be called Room room 1 and overlap. Okay, and now we will just make this simple as possible. And after we have made it to work, I will show you how to make this modular, so you don't have to create so many functions and events for all the cameras and stuff like that. Okay, but for now, so what we want to do now, we want to create a custom event here. Let's call this set camera view to custom, like this. Now, from here, we want to create an input, and we want to change the variable type to object, and we want to search for a... Actually, I will show you easier way of doing this. So let's delete this. Let's right click and let's cast to third person character. Now that we have this here, we can get from the object. Why cannot I do it like that? That is actually weird. I was pretty sure that we can do it like that, but... Okay, so, sorry, we have to do it the old way. So, let's call this object, or actually let's call it actor. Now, this variable type will be object, and scroll down to the object reference, like this. Now we should be able to connect this to here, this to here. Now what we want to do is we want to right click and get player controller, and from here we want to set view target with blend from the success pin from here. Now the new view target, how we can get that? We want to go back to the third person map. We want to select our camera that we want to create a reference to. Now that it's selected, we can right click and create a reference to it. Okay, compile and save. And now, what we want to do, from here, room 1 begin overlap, we want to set camera view to custom. And connect other actor to the actor. Like that. Compile and save. And now we can just select all these, right click, we have to select all these, copy, create a new function and paste it all here. Okay. Now here to the function we can create this input like this tracking. Okay. But it creates a wrong input. Why is that? I don't know. But yeah, let's change this to object reference and connect it to here. Okay. The only thing that we now want to change here is we want to change this room 1 camera from the new view target. We want to change this to get player character. Okay, this will change the camera view back to the original player character camera view. Compile and save, and let's call this function set camera view to player. Okay, you might be wondering why did we create this other with custom event and this with function. I will explain to you soon. But now what we can do, that we have created all these, now we want to actually just call this function from here, other actor to the object. And yeah, compile and save. Why do we call this object here? Let's rename this to actor. Sorry about the mistakes. I'm a little bit sick right now, so my head is not working like 100%, but yeah. Compile and save, and now when we play, I will play a new editor window. We should see that everything, or at least almost everything, is already working. But now you can see our input is, the rotation of the input is incorrect. And when we rotate the mouse, you can see we can rotate the input. I think we don't want this to happen because this is not very easy to control. So the next thing what I will show you is how to make that better. So now let's go back to the level blueprint. And also one thing we have to do on the player blueprint. So third person map, let's go to the third person blueprints and let's open the PP third person character. And here where we have the camera input, what we want to do here, let's move all these things a lot further, maybe like this. Let's add let's move this reroute also to here and let's add a reroute to here. And why is that? I will show you. We want to create a new variable which will be type boolean and it will be called can rotate camera. Okay, and now we want to add a branch to here. So we will check this variable before we rotate the camera. And from the true, we can rotate. And from the false, we don't do anything. And actually, we can make this a little bit tighter because we don't need that much space. But yeah, like that. So now, before we rotate the wheel, we will check this variable if it's true or false. Compile and save. Now we can close the third person character player blueprint. Now what we want to do here, where we, I will quickly check here, yes. Here, set camera view to custom. What we want to do here now is we want to get from the third person character and we want to set can rotate camera and we want to set it to false. And one thing that I forgot again, now when we compile, you can see, actually we cannot change it here. Sorry, we have to go back to the player blueprint one more time. So here, can rotate camera, we want to make it true as default. Sorry about that, I forgot that. Compile and save. Now, we want to set it false when we set this camera view to custom. Like this. Okay? And on set camera view to player, we want to set it to set can rotate camera. We want to set it back to true. Compile and save. So now, when we go inside, the input is still not like correct in my opinion. So let's go back to the third person level blueprint. So we want to go to the event graph and here where we set camera view to custom, we want to move this set view target with blend a little bit further. Now we want to delete this room 1 camera reference, or actually let's not delete it. Let's move it to here and let's cut the link by Alt and left click. Okay, so what we want to do next, we want to get from the new view target and we want to add a pin to this custom event. New view target like that. Let's add some reroutes by double clicking. Let's move them here. And I think that's not enough. Let's move it a little bit further down. Like that. Now also the get player controller, let's move it here. And we want to get the get control rotation. Okay. Let's move it here. And let's add reroute also to here. Now we want to promote this to a variable. This variable, let's call this starting camera rotation, like this. Okay. And why do we need that variable? It's because we will smoothly blend from the original from this rotation to the new rotation. So how we can do that is we want to create a timeline. And we want to play from start. So Control and left click to move it to the play from start. Now let's open this timeline. Let's change the length to 1. Let's add a flow track. Let's add a key to the 0 and 0 mark to here. Also, let's add a key to the 1 and 1 mark. So it looks like this. Compile and save. Let's close the timeline. And let's go to back to the event graph where we were. Now what we want to do is we want to get player controller. And we want to set control rotation from the update. Okay, and from the new rotation, we want to lerp. Okay, this will lerp it from A to B. And this A will be starting camera rotation. Let's connect it from here. And this B, what it will be is we want to get from this new view target from here. And we want to get world, get word. Actually, we have to get root component first. And from here, we want to get world rotation. Simple as that. Let's move it to here and let's connect it to the B. Now the alpha is this new track 0 that we created that goes from 0 to 1 in 1 second. Let's compile and save. Now let's go to the set camera view to player. So to our function. And yeah, we don't actually have to do anything here. So now what we want to do here on the event graph that we have created all this code, this is now modular. So we can set this to any camera on the level. So we don't have to create all this code again for every camera. So I will show you how to use it. Now here, where we set it on the room 1 trigger box, when we set it, call it here, room 1 begin overlap, we call this set camera view to custom. Here we have this new view target. Now you want to get the reference to room 1 camera and just connect it to there. Now it will work exactly how you want it to work. So let's compile, let's save all, and let's play. Now when we go here, you can see our input like changes to the camera's input rotation in 1 second. So as you can see, we go inside, it will start to. Okay, one thing that I noticed here, we want to change here this lerping. We want to make this shortest path like that. That's the reason why it lagged or like glitched the way that it did. So compile, save, and let's try again. So now when we run here, it will smoothly, yes. Now the controller, the rotation is from the perspective of the camera. And when we go outside, it will return to player like this, and we can rotate the camera again. And here, also the same thing. As you can see, the moving is a lot easier. And when we go back, yes. So I actually think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.